All right, team, welcome to our 2018 kickoff. It's going to take me a while to get used to saying that, I think, but I'm so glad to have you here, whether you're going to listen live or you will be listening on the rebroadcast of this. Just excited to, and just feel honored and grateful to lead this team to help people to improve their lives and to help support each of you in doing that too, because your health and fitness, it really impacts every aspect of your life. If you really step back and think about it, how you do at work, with your relationships, with your energy and your aura, all of those things really tie back to health and fitness, right? And how we're feeling, how we're doing, what kind of energy we have through the day, what our confidence is like. All of that ties and stems back to that. So it's just a huge opportunity to be able to focus on this, to help people to really add in that element of personal growth and to just be able to influence and impact other people this way. It's one, so I'm glad that you're here. Before we get started, and this is just going to be brief, you guys, I wanted to just kind of outline a few keys for success and give you a little homework assignment to work on to set up yourself for success this year. And before we do that, just a couple of announcements. So if you haven't yet, please fill out your 2018 form that I've sent a couple times by email. It's also in our I Choose Fit Coaches Circle Facebook group page. You can find it there. I would love for you to just take a few moments to reflect on 2017, to supercharge your 2018 and think about some of the things that you want to accomplish. And it will help me to be able to center that and to be able to help you be able to, for us to work closely together and for me to give you the right mentorship and the right tools to help you be successful. So please fill that out. And when you get to the end of that, you will have access to the 2018 coach planner that I put together. So this is a 12-month calendar and planner for you to utilize to organize your business in all aspects throughout the year. Second is I just opened up the January Earn As You Learn Coach Academy. So this is a 21-day training plus a 7-day Emerald training to help you achieve your first rank in your business. And that will officially start on Monday, but it's opened up and there's a homework assignment for you to complete over the weekend before we get to Monday to help you to be set up to just hit the ground running in this training. So this is just a really great training for the basics of the business. So whether you are brand new to the business and you really need that guidance to get started, or you just are looking to re-engage and recharge your business and need that environment of accountability and support and others doing this together, I hope that you would join that academy to be able to have all of that for yourselves. The great thing about this business opportunity is that nobody can do it for you, right? So being an entrepreneur can sometimes be challenging in the fact that everything that's completed and done as you get started requires action from you, right? You are the person who is in that driver's seat. But the other really amazing thing and the great thing that I love about this business opportunity is we are limited in our growth unless we do this together. That team aspect is so important. And that's what I love, because you never have to come into this business. While you do have to take action and you have to be committed to doing that action because no one can do it for you, you never have to feel like you are alone, right? Because the more successful that I make you as your coach, that you make your team as their coach and their mentor, the more successful you are financially and in the growth opportunities that you have, in your confidence, and again, in the ability to influence and be a leader. All of that comes together by working together and helping each other be more successful. So I hope that you take that into your vision for this year, to know that you are the one in the driver's seat, but also that you are a part of something amazing and big. And the more that we work together and the closer that we work together and all be consistent at the things that we need to do, then the more opportunity there is for everyone on this team in 2018. So I'm super excited about that. If you haven't joined the training, please make sure that you message me ASAP so that you are getting involved with that training group. And then we've got the right steps for you. Okay. So how to really have a successful year. You guys, I wanted this to be brief. There's so many tools and things and trainings for us to plug into, and a lot going on right now at this time of year. It can easily be easy to get overwhelmed with that, right? So I really want to just deliver a very simple message to you tonight to give you a few action items that you can feel good about moving forward to, but also have enough direction to be able to really be thoughtful about what you want to achieve this year, right? And the reason we talk about that a lot, right, is because you've got to have that clear objective of why you want to get where you're going, right? We all know where we want to grow to, whether that's with our weight loss or that's with our financial freedom or flexibility. With that, we know where we want to go to. A lot of times what holds us back is how we get there, right? Is actually taking the action and doing the steps that are necessary to be able to grow. So that's what I hope to be able to convey to you tonight, is those actions and those things that you need and can do to be able to be effective in all aspects of taking advantage of this opportunity for yourself, for those that you can help, for your family, and for those who mean so much to you that you want to provide more for, right? So I have 3 keys for you to be successful. So the number one thing that you need to do is just start. You guys, just start. I remember as a new coach, my biggest fear was talking to somebody and not being able to answer a question that they had, not feeling, I in no way felt like an expert in health and fitness, especially when it came to at-home workout programs and nutrition, which I was struggling in myself and hadn't even really figured out. And I thought, how can I lead and teach other people? And I allowed those limiting beliefs to hold me back, right? And I felt like I had to just learn a lot before I could even invite someone or tell people about what I was doing and let that out. You guys, there's always going to be something else to learn. You have to let that go. That mentality that if you don't know everything, people are going to not trust and respect you. You have to let that go, right? And I want you to think about it in the standpoint that if you have even worked out one day with the Beachbody program, if you have had one Shakeology, if you have listened to one training in this coach circle, you know enough to teach somebody else something, to share your experience, right? I want you to step away from that mentality that you're here to sell people programs and to sell them the opportunity to be in our group. And I want you to allow yourself to just share what you are, what you know, what you've experienced. That's all it takes, right? So I want you've got to start, right? You've got to stop waiting to learn more, to know more, and you've got to take action. Confidence and skills come in the doing, not the knowing, right? I know a lot of people who know a lot of things, but they never actually took action and stepped forward. And it didn't allow them to be able to grow, right? Because the only way you can grow and learn is through taking action, right? And sometimes that means that things go really well, and sometimes it means things get really messy and it doesn't go well and you don't succeed at something. Those opportunities are invaluable, probably more valuable than the times that everything goes well and is completely successful with no hiccups, right? Because you learn from that. You learn from those experiences. You learn what you want to do, what you don't want to do, and you're able, to implement that better for the next time, right? So if you never start and take action, you never have that opportunity to have those moments of growth, right? For the good or for the bad, you never have those opportunities. So learn to be okay with learning. Learn to be okay with being a student. Learn to be okay with messing up. And learn to be okay with laughing at what happens, letting it go, and continuing to move on. right? You don't have to know it all. It's very scary to step forward into something that you've never done before, right? Like for me to do a Facebook Live or to do a video like this, right? Like it seems really polished and I'm really good at this, but inside there's butterflies still, especially as I was getting started. And there would be times when I would do a recording and I would delete it, and I would do a recording and I would delete it, and I would do a recording and I'd delete it, trying to find that right moment for myself that it seemed like it was a good thing. But it just came. It comes with practice and time. And this is a safe environment for us to try and practice on each other, right? And how great is that your main objective as a Beachbody coach is to work on yourself, right? To be an example, to be proof that the products work, right? So you are just going to work on yourself, and all you're doing is sharing that journey, sharing those things that you learned, those mistakes that you made all along the way, to help other people to be more successful with you and alongside you. So take that fear out of it. Keep working on your personal growth and just get started. Make sure you are taking action every single day. Don't let another day go past this year where you aren't doing something to grow yourself personally and to help your business to move forward. Okay, number 2, you have to be consistent, right? A lot of times where I see coaches really limit themselves and give up on this opportunity is that they try something for a couple weeks, don't get a positive response or get a bunch of no's, and automatically in your mind you say to yourself, I must not be good at this, right? When ultimately what you haven't done is haven't continued to give this enough time and to be consistent, right? So you have to show up. You have to continue to do the things that you need to do every single day. So where can you build consistency that can help you to grow your business? Number 1, your journey. You guys, I will always, always, always tell you the most important thing that you will do for your business is to continue to work on yourself. Always be in a workout program, right? Pick a specific program and complete it from day 1 to the end of day 30, 60, 90, however long that program is, 80, and make sure that you show up every single day. Work on your nutrition every single day. Do those small things like meal planning each week, having a meal plan, keeping a food journal, keeping the ability to grow through your emotional eating and to learn and progress, right? Do those things every single day. Make sure that you are working on your self-growth. Have you picked out a personal development book? Are you reading right now? Are you being a student of whatever it is that you want to master, whether that's confidence, whether that's leadership, whether that's learning more about fitness and nutrition? What are you doing now to help yourself to grow and to feel good? You've got to be consistent with those pieces of your own journey. Sometimes it was a couple months ago where my business was just kind of falling flat. It just kind of felt like it was falling off. And I began to realize that there were things I wasn't doing well for myself with my nutrition, with my personal development, and making sure I was being consistent with that. And it really affected my mindset and my ability to help other people grow. So as I stay more consistent, I have more confidence, I have more energy, right? I have better belief in myself by doing those things that I need to. You have to be consistent in sharing. You guys, if you share this journey and that you are opening your doors for business as a coach, and then you don't show up to tell anyone what you're doing, you can't build trust and relationships with those people, right? Like, think to yourself, if you got a flyer in the mail for this new boutique that was opening in your neighborhood or surrounding area, and you were super excited about it, right? You saw maybe the brands that you really liked, or, just kind of seemed to fit your style. And you went and the store was closed. So, giving them the benefit of the doubt, you went a couple of days later and still found the doors closed, right? Would you shop there? Would you try to shop there anymore? Absolutely not, right? So think about that same thing with your storefront and how you're showing up and sharing this opportunity, sharing what you're doing, and then sharing and adding value to people, whether that be on social media. Most definitely, because that's where we can that's where we can reach the most people. We have a golden opportunity now that hasn't always been there, where we can touch people all across the world with what we're doing in this opportunity. So you've got to be consistent and make sure that you show up every single day and sharing your journey. Connections. You have to be consistent at your connections, and you have to be consistent at your follow-up, right? So as you learn about what you need to do, like your power hour, and those things that need to stay consistent in your business, you have to do those things every day, or at least 4 to 5 times a week, right? So this isn't a job where you have to work every day. You don't get any time off, right? A lot of us are doing this to build some financial flexibility, but to do it in the time that we have. But you have to show up consistently. You can't message somebody, they message you back, and if they don't hear from you for 3 or 4 days or 3 or 4 weeks, you're not going to build trust with that person. And if they needed a solution, they're going to go elsewhere to find that. So you've got to be consistent at your connection so that you've got people always flowing through your pipeline, right? So where you can get frustrated is if you talk to 10 people and then you stop, right? And that's the only 10 people that you talk to. Well, it makes it so that every interaction becomes necessary for you, right? So then if those people say no, it becomes very detrimental and very easy to take that personally. Whereas if throughout the week you've talked to 50 people or have 25 different conversations going and somebody says no, okay, well, it doesn't really matter because there's going to be people that tell you no. But you've got 24 other conversations in the work. In fact, you probably will feel thankful that that they were a no, so that you can move your mental energy to those people who are ready to receive your help, right? So you've got to stay consistent. You've got to follow them through that process, not just that initial invitation, but following up with them, right? They say it takes an average of 7 touches or 7 conversations before someone will buy something, before they're ready to move forward with something. So that means the people who are the most consistent at following up and keeping in touch with those people, of tracking those people so they can keep in touch with them, they're going to be the most successful. And I'll tell you, it's less than 2% of salespeople that follow through to that level of follow-up with people that ultimately make the biggest deals, right? So make sure you're that person and that you've got that list and you're tracking people and you're setting times and dates to follow up with them and to stay consistent with those connections. Okay, the third thing you need to do. So you've got to start, right? So number 1, you've got to start. You just take where you are and you keep implementing and learning and growing as you grow and as you learn more. Number 2, you've got to be consistent. Be consistent with your journey, with sharing what you're doing, with connecting and inviting people to this opportunity, right? The third thing you need to do is give this time. You guys, one of the things that's best about this opportunity, it's not a get-rich-quick scheme. It's not coming and going fast. It's something that can build a very lasting foundation of financial success for you if you give it time, right? The typical lag time is anywhere from 30 to 90 days, 90 days from when you invite someone to when they're ready to say yes, right? So I want you to think about that. Okay, so if I talk to somebody today, they will probably most likely be interested and ready to commit to this in February, March, or April, right? So what do you need to do to get those yeses right now? You just got to talk to more people, right? You got to talk to more people and you got to give it time and you've got to be consistent, right? You've got to follow those steps that we just talked about. So I want you to make that commitment to yourself to not do this for 2 weeks and then get frustrated if you're not seeing huge results and you haven't made thousands of dollars this month. If you have jumped into this and you've kind of started your business, but then you stepped away for a couple of months and you didn't share and you weren't inviting and you jump back into this and you expect people to run back to you and they don't, be okay with that, you guys. Practice that consistency. You've got to give that ability to allow people to build, to get to know you, to trust you, and to recognize and understand the value of what you're doing and that they can do it too, and how much that you can add and bless their life. Okay? Allow it time. So those are the 3 keys to success. Now, I wanted to show and share with you just a document and give you a little assignment to help you to maximize your 2018. Okay, so let me screen share really quick here, and I'm going to show this to you. So one of the biggest foundations and things that you need isn't the actual knowledge of the business, you guys. You need to understand, just like in your health and fitness, right? You didn't need to know everything to be successful, but there's one thing that you did need to know. You needed to know why you wanted to make this work. You needed to know what you were going to do to make it through obstacles, to make it through the life situations, to make it through the harder times, right? Just like you need that in your health and fitness, you need that in your business. You need that vision. You need that connection to something that's going to help you to push forward, because this will not always be easy. There will always be something to occupy your time. There will always be something to prioritize, right? There will always be a reason to put this second, to put yourself second instead of first on your plate. But if you have this vision, if you have this why, you will be able to prioritize and make this an important piece and to really drive forward with consistency, right? So I put here, believe in what you want so much that has no choice but to materialize, right? A lot of what we do, almost everything we do, is all here, right? The only limiting factor of us being wildly successful and being average or not successful at all is what we believe we can achieve, is what we really believe and want to have happen in our life, right? Because if your vision and your why is so strong that every day it drives you to get up and to get going, you'll have nothing to do, but you'll be taking the actions that you need to be successful, right? So I want to kind of cover these areas, and I'll be brief because we kind of covered these a bit already, but you need to really have that vision of why you need this to work, right? Why, when other things come up, do you need to make this to work? What is your why? Why is your driving purpose to make this bigger? And for me, it was really tough, you guys, when I started as a new coach. I had just retired from corporate. We'd worked really hard for me to be able to do that, to be a stay-at-home mom. So, to live, we really didn't need a second income. We'd worked hard to be able to. I knew at some point I'd probably need to go back to work, but for a few years, we were completely taken care of with Jared's income and with the financial things that we had done to be able to maintain our lifestyle, right? But what I started to see is that we just didn't have room for any extras. Like, we had this budget and it was tight, right? So all of the things I envisioned myself having time to do now that I was able to stay at home and had more flexibility in my day, all of a sudden I wasn't able to do that because I didn't have the funds to be able to do it, right? I envisioned myself taking my girls and letting them to join gymnastics. Ben had been asking to go to swim lessons, and I just wanted to be able to take him there. So when I started this business, and I really didn't feel like I had a connection to something that I had to make this work, I started working for those things that we wanted to have in our life, right? And I took that first paycheck. My first 2 paychecks were $16 each, and I took them and I signed Ben up for swim lessons. And I felt so good about that I could do that it didn't put us in any financial strain or have to take away from our savings. And I love that I was able to do that. And I thought, well, why? Maybe I can earn enough to put my daughters in gymnastics. And I worked on that goal. And I just kept working on these goals. And in 2016, I probably worked for one of my most meaningful goals to me, and that was to take our family of 7 on a 9-day vacation to Hawaii, fully paid in cash with my Beachbody business, not taking from any other aspect of our income or savings. And we did that. And I did that in October 2016, and it was a life-changing trip for our family. It was an amazing experience. And I just felt so proud that I did that. And not only that I did it, but I did it through helping other people to be happier and be more fulfilled in the things they were wanting to do in their life. And it became a driving force to really create the vision, to create these experiences for my family and to help them to move that forward. So a couple of things that we're working for this year is, one, at the end of the year, to take our family on another beach vacation. I also want to pursue some more schooling. I would love to get my certification as a life coach. I just really, really love this opportunity to mentor people in their life. And I really want to pursue that dream, which is going to cost some money, right? So those are two goals that encompass my vision for this year and what my driving why is and what I want to work for and what I want to utilize this money for. A third aspect is we want to have a vacation home, just somewhere close, but somewhere we can go, just to kind of stay away from home, but also be able to, again, create some passive income from us by allowing us to rent that out when we're not there, right? To be able to grow and financially through some different methods. So those are three things that really drive me forward in my business from a financial aspect, to be able to do more. Of course, I want to help people. Of course, I want to have them do that, but I tie that to some tangible things that make it important for me to get up and do the vital behaviors every single day, right? So what is that for you? What is your vision? What is your why? And how do these tie into it, right? So to really be your best and to help you create that vision, you have to have a growth mindset, right? You have to be wanting to grow as a person, to grow beyond these limiting beliefs, right? We all have fears and hesitations and things we believe will happen as people say no, or as we get scared and hesitant to invite and to present this opportunity. And that is because throughout our life, we've gathered these limiting beliefs through different experiences or through maybe what happened in our family life or how our parents were, right? And the only way to really overcome that is to continue to grow, right? To learn from people who have forged the path before us, to build more confidence and positivity in our life and to keep growing. And it takes courage, right? You have to get curious. You have to learn to be okay with you and who you are and feel confident in that. So the only way you can do that is to make sure you're plugging into your personal growth every single day. Second aspect, you're building a brand. You are not Beachbody, and your business is not to sell Beachbody products. Your business is to help people come to you, right? Your business is you. You are that storefront. You are the person and thing that you are selling to people, right? Your coaching and your services, your ability to help them. That's what you're selling. The Beachbody products, they just help you to be able to do that, right? So I hope that really helps you too, from that mindset of being a consultant. You are a consultant, not a salesperson. You are not here to try to convince people to buy products. You are here to help people understand how you can help them as a coach by understanding what their needs are, and that you can help them to grow. And the best way you can do that is to share your lessons and to share your journey, right? And to share that it's okay to be messy, right? You're going to learn things along the way. You don't have to just share everything that's perfect. Share what you're going through, right? I probably get the most people reaching out to me as I share and be vulnerable with those things that are impacting my journey, right? Like my depression and my anxiety, those times where I've stepped away from food, from my nutrition, and that I needed to get back on track, right? People love to be able to assimilate to you, right? They want real people. And sometimes those magazines and those pictures of the people who are perfect don't inspire them like you can by actually sharing and going through your journey. So I always say the best time to start coaching is when you are on your journey, when you're starting your journey, because you have that ability to show people through that process of what's possible, of what you are doing and what you have been through, right? And third one, add value. You guys, add value. That is all you need to do, is to develop a servant mentality and be grateful for the opportunity that you can share something. So don't ever, I want you to think about sharing the things that you learn, the lessons that you learn, the small things. Maybe there's a recipe that you really loved. Maybe you learned that through cutting up vegetables on Sunday night, that it helps you stay on track for the rest of the week, right? Because it gives you, that motivation to keep going because you've got something ready, right? There's so many things, little things that you can add value about. Maybe you are really great at makeup and you can share some tips with people. It doesn't have to be just health and fitness and Beachbody related, but be authentic to who you are, right? Like, you don't have to do things just like I do or just share the things that I share. Share the things that are important to you, because you have a lot of roles and interests and talents in your life that make you unique and that are unique to you. So share those with people and be excited about that and help them to be excited about that. And people need to know the things that you know. You've been through an experience, or probably multiple experiences, where things have happened in your life and you've overcome something. Well, there's somebody following on that path behind you who hasn't yet overcome those, who doesn't know how to do that. And if you don't take the opportunity to share those lessons, shame on you, because you're limiting your growth as well as the others' growth as well. So add value. Always, always, always want to be adding value and sharing the things that you know, right? And the last thing, hope is not a game plan. You guys, we talked about this with consistency, with moving forward, with giving it time. But if you haven't read The Compound Effect, read The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy, right? And harnessing the compound effect, that over time, small actions performed consistently will lead to big results, right? You've got to stay consistent. You've got to make sure that your actions match the goals that you have, right? If your goal is to become a diamond coach in the next 60 days, which I hope it is, because it's tremendously possible for you, then just inviting 2 people a day or just contacting and connecting with the minimum of 2 to 3 people a day isn't going to get you there. You've got to step up that game, and that's what I'm here for, is to help you develop that action plan that matches the goals that you have, right? So if you want big results, you got to be willing to take big action. And if you're not willing to do that, then don't go for big results, right? Make sure that you are realistic with your goals and your expectations to what you're willing to do for this opportunity, right? And prioritize your business building behaviors. We'll talk a lot about this in training camp, but I really love the book Eat That Frog by Brian Tracy, where he teaches us about 21 tools. I think it's 21 tools to overcome procrastination, right? Because a lot of us put off that important thing that we need to do that would help us to rise in our business, to grow, because we're scared of it or we don't enjoy that part of it, right? And for a lot of us, that would probably be inviting, especially inviting to the coaching opportunity, right? Something that is scary and we hesitate to do. But if we did that first every single day and we ate that frog and we did those hard things first, how would you grow, right? Because then everything else is fun, right? Checking into the groups, managing the challenge groups, leading people, like that's really fun for me. But the inviting part and the follow-up and that the part that's kind of the grind of the business, those are things I struggle with. But if I do those first, I'm more mentally clear for the day. And then I can just enjoy everything else that I do and have fun with it, right? So don't hope that you're going to grow in this business. Make sure that you develop a game plan. Make sure that you prioritize time. You've got to treat this just like you would your job. Doesn't mean you have to spend 8 hours a day on it, but it does mean that if you don't commit that specific time and you just hope that you'll get to this, you won't, and you won't grow. Okay. So here's your homework assignment, what I want you to do. So I'm going to send this out with the recording so that you'll have a PDF of this. But I want you to fill this out, right? I want you to fill this out with your actions. So let me move this so you can see this here. But this is going to be your vision for 2018, right? So I want you to take those areas and I want you to write your commitments, right? Write your actions that you're going to take. So down here, I want you to write your own vision statement for 2018. What is your driving force to make this work, to want this to be successful? What is your why? What are the things that you're striving for? And then how are you going to take action in all of these areas? So how do you commit to, I commit to a growth mindset. How are you going to do that? What are 2 ways that you're going to be able to do that? Are you going to commit to reading 15 minutes a day? Are you going to commit to going to Summit? Maybe that would be huge, right? Are you going to commit to going to some type of personal development seminar or group or organization? Like, what are those things that you are going to do? I will build my brand. How will you attract people to you, right? And I want you to get curious with this one. And I'm super excited to hear what you put back, because again, you are not Beachbody. You are not selling Beachbody programs. You are selling you, and you have a lot to offer to people. So how are you going to help yourself to do that? I will add value. What are 2 commitments? What are 2 ways that you commit to adding value, to having that servant mentality? And then I will prioritize my business. How will you make sure that your business is a priority every single week? What are your non-negotiables? What are those things? How are you going to make sure that you show up and get that done? That you can hit Success Club every single week or every single month, that you can grow in rank, that you can continue to add new coaches to your team. How are you going to prioritize your business to make sure that those things happen for you? Okay, so I want you guys to send this back to me after you get done with it. In fact, I'd love for you to post it into our I Choose Fit Coaches Circle page so that we can all do this together. Again, you guys, you have to take action on your business, but we all grow together and do more when we work together. So I really would love to create this year that synergy and that environment of support and help where we are collaborating and helping each other to grow with this vision together. So, and with that, I would love to choose, my last action item is for us to, I thought we should have a word for our team for 2018. And I've been thinking a lot about this and trying to come up with a word. And I thought today, as I was thinking more about it, I said, I shouldn't come up with this word for our team. It's a team, right? And we need to come up with that together. So I want you to think about that. And I would love for you to submit 1 or 2 words that you think would be good for our team. You guys, we're a fairly young team. We are working to develop leaders this year. My goal is to develop leaders to help you guys advance your business, to help you guys achieve those goals that you want to. So I'm excited to hear from you, because I want you to step up and step into this team full force and be excited and commit to it and know that you're going to get the mentorship and the training that you need to be able to do that too. So happy 2018, you guys. Can't wait to hear from you. Make time to prioritize and do this homework assignment. Set up yourself for success and get excited about a really amazing year ahead. I can't wait to help. Thanks.